Nick with Push Industries. Today we are going to install our Push Industries Chute Deflector kit that is made specifically for the Frontier SB11 Series snowblowers. The unit today we are putting this on is a SB11 54-inch, and the kit that we produce will give you a full range of motion with your chute. To get started, we find it's helpful to get yourself some masking tape so you can use a marker as you make your measurements to mark your holes. Up top here, self-explanatory, just fill in this whole gap between the pivot point and the top with masking tape. And then after you remove these pivot bolts, you're going to measure, I believe it's about 8 inches down from the top, and then give yourself a couple inches in between. So it looks like we did about 6 and 10. To make our first mark, we're going to use a combination square and a Sharpie, and we are going to measure 1 1/4 inch from this outside edge here. So it's going to be flat, make a curve, flat edge. We're going to grab this flat edge and measure 1 1/4 inches in. We're going to kind of make a consistent line all the way down. Okay, so we're going to make our mark, 1 1/4 inch, one there, one up top, and then we're just going to match the 2 marks and make a straight edge. Okay, so we have our intersecting line, and to do that, we measured 8 1/4 inch from the top and marked it. So now with our bottom spot marked, want to go around to the back side, make sure there's no obstructions that we're going to hit, and if that looks good, we are going to reinstall our pivot bolts here, bring this down, and then we'll be able to measure where our hole will be on the top. So we're going to get our pivot bolts reinstalled on both sides. Going to bring the chute all the way down, give it a good whack like that, make sure it's all the way down, and then we're actually going to go back up about 1/8 to 1/16 of an inch, just so there's a little bit of cushion. So for our upper measurement, we're going to measure 9 1/4 inches from the bottom here, going up to the top, and we want to kind of split the difference on that pivot bolt up to the top there, and we're going to make our mark. What we're simulating here right now with these 2 markings is having our actuator fully retracted in the down position. So these pivot bolts are slightly snugger than they would be when we have the actuator on. It's by design. So now we are going to double check our measurements in the fully up position, and if everything's correct, we should be at 14.5 inches when it's fully extended. And we're at 14.5. So now we know we will have full range of motion down and up. Okay, so we got our holes all drilled. Our studs are on, and then we're just going to slide our actuator onto the studs. Goes right on, and then we'll put the nuts and washers on. Okay, so we got our deflector installed, ready to test. Going all the way up. There you go, full range of motion. And does that thing go left and right?
Sure does.
There we go. This has our SB11 chute rotation kit on it as well, all tied into a control box that controls both functions.